Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Cineflux. Today, we're diving into a rabbit hole that's equal parts terrifying and mind-blowing. We all know the legend of the Zodiac Killer, the faceless monster who turned California into a playground of horror in the late 60s. But what if I told you the killer wasn't just hiding in the shadows, but potentially hiding behind a badge? A TikToker named Jay Foy recently dropped a bombshell, claiming his own grandfather, Richard Hoffman, was the actual Zodiac. Now, we've heard "my relative is a killer" stories before, but this one, it's hitting different. We're talking family secrets, matching initials, and a connection to the police force that'll make your skin crawl. Buckle up, because we're breaking down the evidence that might finally unmask America's most notorious ghost. To understand the grandson's claims, we have to look back at where it all started. December 1968, Lake Herman Road. Two teenagers, Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday, were just out for a date when a gunman turned their night into a massacre. Fast forward 7 months to Blue Rock Springs and it happens again. But here's where the Richard Hoffman theory gets wild. Darlene Ferrin, the victim in the second attack, was reportedly terrified of a man she knew. Her survivor friend, Michael Mageau, claimed Darlene saw the killer's car and panicked, saying, "That's Richard, he's going to kill us." At the time, Hoffman was a Vallejo police officer. He was on duty that night, patrolling in an unmarked car, wearing civilian clothes. A cop who just happened to be in the exact area where a police-style flashlight was used to blind the victims? It's a coincidence that feels a little too heavy to ignore. One of the most chilling pieces of the Zodiac puzzle is the murder of Sherry Jo Bates in Riverside. Long before the Zodiac became a household name, a disturbing poem was found carved into a library desk at the crime scene. The initials at the bottom? R.H. Richard Hoffman. The grandson points out that Hoffman was originally from Nebraska, and Sherry Jo had just moved from there too. But it's not just the initials, it's the way they spoke. The Zodiac was obsessed with codes and theatrical language. Hoffman, in old interviews, described a victim's bra fluttering with her breath in a way that sounds hauntingly like the Zodiac's twisted prose. When you look at the sketches of the killer, the heavy frames, the crew cut, and put them next to Hoffman's police ID, the resemblance is honestly staggering. Serial killers usually leave a signature, and sometimes it's in their mistakes. The Zodiac was a notoriously bad speller, or maybe he did it on purpose to mock the police. One specific quirk? He always spelled the word until with 2 L's, U-N-T-I-L-L. Guess who else had that exact same habit in his official police reports? Richard Hoffman. Jay Foy shared documents showing his grandfather making that identical spelling error. Plus, the Zodiac frequently sent letters to newspapers from a payphone just 2 blocks away from the police station where Hoffman worked. It's like the killer was hiding in plain sight, using his knowledge of police dispatch and patrol routes to stay one step ahead of the very people he worked with. So, is the case closed? Not quite. We've seen suspects like Arthur Lee Allen and Gary Post come and go, but the Richard Hoffman theory adds a layer of inside job corruption that fits the Zodiac's taunting nature perfectly. Jay Foy says he isn't proud of this. He's just looking for the truth about a man his family described as controlling and a piece of work. Whether Hoffman was the Zodiac or just a very suspicious officer, the search for the truth continues. If this lead pans out, it would be the biggest true crime breakthrough in history. What do you think, Cineflux fam? Is the grandson onto something? Or is this just another theory in a 50-year-old mystery? Drop a comment below, and if you made it this far, comment "Until" with 2 L's, so I know you're a real one. See you in the next one.